All right, everyone, this is Austin with Inspirational Places, Faces, and Traces. It is October 4th. This is day 15 of my cross-country road trip to the Grand Canyon, and I'm standing behind, I'm going to say it wrong, Lake Kaibab. Did I get it right, Eric?
Pretty close, Kaibab.
Kaibab. I'm standing here with Eric, and Eric, I'm not going to try what's your last name? Eikenberry. Now, we were just in the parking lot. We tried to find this place. First of all, we struck out like 3 times. But we found this beautiful place, and maybe I can pan around before it gets too dark here. But we just met Eric, but we met someone else too. I don't know if we can bring this other.
Come here, Otis. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. All right, so.
Here's your good boy. You're gonna have to shoot down.
Yeah, we could say hello to Otis.
Can you be a good boy? Come here, big boy. What a sweetie pie.
There he is.
There's my baby.
So we met Otis here, and Eric. And we found out some stories. So Eric, why don't we just introduce you, because in a few minutes we learned so much about you. You got a rich history of this area. So why don't we start by just giving a quick introduction and maybe talking about this area that we're in, because it's so beautiful here.
Sure. Well, I've lived up here about 40 years now, and I've done lots of fun things up here. And this is a great town. We're about 60 miles south of Grand Canyon. And so we have lots of visitors. You know, the nice thing, this little town that I live in is called Williams. We're south of Grand Canyon. And it's only about 3,000 people in this town. But what makes it bearable is that, imagine, you're living in this little town of 3,000 people. We have 45 restaurants there. And every day there are literally thousands of people in that town from all over the world because of the Grand Canyon. So it's kind of a cool place to live, because you walk 2 blocks and you hear 9 different languages in 2 blocks. And so that's what makes it possible to put up with such a tiny little town. And we're in a beautiful area. We're in 7,000 feet elevation. We have 4 seasons. We're going to get snow in the winter. We get nice cool weather in the summer. It's a great place to live.
And we're like 60 miles from the Grand Canyon right now.
Right. So.
And there's a hidden gem here. And I've spent a lot of time talking about the Grand Canyon, but what I didn't know, Eric, is that Route 66 was right here. And Williams is a cool little town, and you said you have a cool story to share about Route 66. So I want to bring that in and weave that into this conversation.
Sure.
Would you be willing to tell that story?
You betcha.
Okay.
On October 13th, 1984, Williams, Arizona was the last town in America to be bypassed by a freeway system. We were the last town in America on old Route 66. Okay, sounds like a self-aggrandizement, but the truth is, I was the master of ceremonies for that. And we had Bobby Troop come here and sing the song that he wrote, which is, "If you plan to motor rest, get your kicks on Route 66. He sang the song. He wrote the song. He was here in the town, and we were. It was international news. It was all over the world. It was and by the way, everything in my life since then has been downhill. That was the high point.
Oh, come on. You're a builder. You used to run the visitor center at the Grand Canyon. You perform. You see how much we learned? You perform.
I'm amazing. Oh, how much time do we have?
Stop it.
Anyway, it's really a cool little town, and we are very centered on Route 66. And, plus just our old mountain man history. And all of that good stuff. So Williams is a cool place. You found a good spot to come.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting, and this thing's been, I feel like it's been divinely guided for me, because the people that we've met, people like you, the places, it's just been absolutely incredible. Eric, what do you do to stay inspired?
Oh boy, that's a good question. Wow. Well, I'm a retired college administrator, and one of the things that I loved doing was helping people help themselves. And I've always, I do believe in service to others, and that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, and I got to share, so I can pick up on people very quickly. So Eric here has a beautiful dog named Otis, who's a therapy dog, who's been in and out of hospitals, worked, and you want to share because it's obvious what you do to stay inspired. You serve other people. And you also shared about the Marine Reserves. You took Otis up there?
Oh, well, my last job before I retired was working with National Guard soldiers and veterans of all branches. Yeah. I'm a veteran myself. Yep. And Otis would go and help us, and we especially focused on those first responders and veterans that had PTSD.
Yep.
And we got involved with Horses, Heroes, and Hope, and they do equine assisted therapy, and he's been integral in all of that stuff. So yeah.
Now he's rubbing up against me here. He's saying hello. But no, I have a heart for that because I shared. My dad was a Marine. He served in Vietnam. He had PTSD, and you're a Marine. You served as well, former Marine, and so we definitely have a heart for it.
It's not a regulation haircut.
No, it's not. It's not a regulation haircut, but things change over time, and you seem like a guy who's very true to himself and diverse and just living life, and I think coming out here is inspirational. Maybe it's incredible. I mean, this place here, just being out here.
It's a good place to live, and what's nice about it is, like I say, we have 4 seasons, and it doesn't take much to feel connected to nature. And that's an inspiration in and of itself.
Yeah, beautiful. And it doesn't take long out here. We just said, let's just grab a moment. It doesn't take much just to sit and listen to the quiet, and it's just beautiful. So, Eric, I just want to thank you for sharing a couple words here. So, Eric, you also shared with me that you had an interesting sideline that you did here, side business, if you will. I work with side hustlers, so when you talk about this side hustle that you had.
Well, Austin, most people in town that I've lived in for 40 years now, they don't know my name as Eric. You're one of the few. They mostly think that my name is Red, because I used to have a big red beard, and I was known as Tombstone Red, and I was a gunfighter and a train robber. There's a train that goes from Williams to the Grand Canyon. It's a scenic train, and the tourists get on that train, and we would ride horses alongside the train and shoot at the train with blanks, of course, and get on the train and rob all the people and say, give us your money. And I tell you what, if I didn't make at least one kid in every car cry, I wasn't doing my job. So it was fun. I did that for like 30 years, and then I played music on the train and all that kind of stuff.
What a cool experience. That makes me want to go do it right now. That's a great story. Not many people can say they rob trains.
Okay, you want to hear something really special?
Sure,
okay.
Absolutely.
So one day, the guy that runs the train robberies, he said, okay, we are going to rob a special train. He says, I can't tell you who, I can't tell you anything. You're going to go out there and you're going to rob this train. And he says, it's total secrecy. I'm like, what the heck? Who are we going to rob? Finally, at the last minute, he told us who he was robbing. I kid you not. I robbed Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. They had their own train, their own private train, and they leased the tracks to the Grand Canyon. And when Melinda Gates found out that there were train robbers, she hired us to rob Bill Gates. I am probably the only person on the planet who has put a 12-gauge shotgun in Bill Gates' face and told him, get your hands up! And I took him back to the back train. It was his birthday, and it was her birthday present for him. And there are the two, this was back in the mid-'80s. They were the 2 richest people on the planet. And I had my lines. I said, okay. I said things like this. I said, Missouri, these people, you can tell. Look, these people don't have no money. Look how they're dressed. The rich. And he was wearing a yellow golf shirt with yellow shorts.
Wow.
And I said, but hey, don't mess with this one. I'm pointing at Bill Gates. I said, don't mess with this one here. Look at here. Look at how he's dressed. I said, any man mean enough running around the territory of Arizona wearing his underwear, he's got to be tough. And then just as I'm leaving, I said, wait a minute, hold on a minute. This one here, he looks familiar. I'm pointing at Bill Gates. I said, I've seen him before. I said, you know who that is? I know who that is. There's that computer feller. It sure enough is Stephen Jobs. And that's the way we ended it.
So, you told me you built a house. Was the house built shortly after this train robbery?
I built that house. Yeah, right, exactly. Right. No, I built it before.
No, that's a great story. Thank you so much for sharing. What an organic share, man. Thank you so much. All right, everyone.
Well, gee whiz. Guys, come on out to northern Arizona. Come and look us up. We'd love to. We'll go paddling out on the lake. How's that sound?
Yeah, absolutely. With Otis here. Let me get a shot of Otis in here one more time, and then you know what I'm going to do? Just pan around this beautiful place. Otis, there he is. Beautiful boy. He loves the camera too. So let me just walk up here. Maybe we got some daylight real quick just to show everyone where we are. And the sun just went down here. So just give you an idea of this beautiful place. So this is Austin out here. I'm telling you, meeting great people, inspirational places, faces, and traces. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you. This wraps up day 15. Tomorrow, going to hike the Grand Canyon. Bye for now, everyone.